My name's Nick Korstad. I'm the owner-operator of the Big Bay Point Lighthouse Bed and Breakfast here in Big Bay, Michigan. We're the only bed and breakfast left in the state now. But here at Big Bay Lighthouse, we've been in operation since 1896. We were built as a signal post to help guide mariners between Granite Island and Huron Island. We were kind of a dead area at night, and when mariners were transitioning towards Houghton, the Keweenaw, they would wreck into the shoals that are off our point. So ultimately, the Lighthouse Board authorized, the improvement here, and the lighthouse had keepers till 1943, at which they decided that with the canal that they had built through the Keweenaw, that this lighthouse was no longer necessary. So they automated it, removed all the keepers, and then rented it out for summer cottages until after World War II. And this property was then sold into private ownership in '62 to help stabilize the economy after the war efforts. So here I am today, and I live in this nice, beautiful lighthouse here on Lake Superior. Welcome to the exterior of Big Bay Lighthouse. Right next to us, we have our original oil house. Great thing about these lighthouses is they engineered outside storage for all the kerosene, well oil, lard oil, whatever they used back in the day. Reason for being outside was lighthouses were typically getting burned down by lighthouse keepers who were walking with a lantern and the oil, drop it down, and boom, there goes the lighthouse. So this was devised, this is newer technology for lighthouses. So most lighthouses, if you ever go to them here in the Upper Peninsula, you will see the oil house. And if you look, we got the lighthouse behind us, and follow me, we'll go inside and I'll give you guys the tour. So we're gonna enter in to the assistant keeper side of the house. This lighthouse originally was built as a duplex, but feel free, come on in. All right, so welcome into the living room. Originally, again, this lighthouse was a duplex, so this room would have been divided into two separate rooms. There would have been a wall right down the middle. This would have been a dining room one side, parlor on the other side, and then the dining room itself would have been the kitchen. And 1962, when this lighthouse was sold into private ownership, the owner decided he wanted to open up the duplex, make it one large little castle out here on the lake, and that's how we have our current configuration. So if you follow me, we'll go upstairs. I'll show you what our guest rooms look like. And then, of course, we'll get to the top of the lighthouse. That's where everyone wants to go. So we're a traditional bed and breakfast. So we have 7 guest rooms, all with their own bathrooms. Each morning I'll do a full breakfast that's basically baked goods, an egg scramble, a meat dish, and then I try and do something that's local. So I try and use local fruits for a nice fruit salad. And then afternoon we'll bake cookies or pastries for guests. And it's, just kind of a nice alternative to staying in, a Comfort Inn or something like that. So you get the amenities of a hotel. We have a sauna here. You have your own bathroom, but you get to stay at a lighthouse. Our most rented guest room up here, this is our Keeper Dufresne. This would have been 2 rooms originally, but again in '62 it was opened up into this one grand large master bedroom. And if you're a lover of sunsets, this room has a great view. You can see our old fog signal building out the window, as well as our little oil house. And we had a foghorn again until about 1943. And it was steam powered, then air powered, and that helped keep the ships from wrecking on the shoals that were about a mile offshore. It's a great old building. It'll be restored in the future, and hopefully we'll have it open for maybe overnight stays or maybe a small little maritime museum. So we're kind of toying with the possibilities. But in the meantime, it's a great old building. It's in great shape, but this room has a great view. But we'll head out the hallway. So on this side of the house, we have the 3 original rooms. This probably would have been one of the children's rooms. Again, this closet right here has been converted into a bathroom with a shower. And they're not super big, but they're not super small. And thankfully, most of our rooms, aside from 2, have full lake views. But we'll go around the corner, and we have another bedroom, which is our assistant temple room. And all these rooms, they're named after original lighthouse keepers or assistants. And this room also has a lake view. And it's one of our only rooms that has additional bed. But we'll head downstairs. I'll show you a couple keeper rooms that we have down there. And we'll go down this side of the duplex. This room right here, our Keeper Bergen suite, would have been, it's at the base of the light tower, but this would have been the head lighthouse keeper's office. And we had 2 front entryways. This one has been converted into a private bath that has a jutted tub. And this again would have been the head lighthouse keeper's little office. We saw a couple structure plans that showed that there may have been a stairway here up to the top, and that would have allowed for the lighthouse keeper to take oil and stuff through the house without taking it onto the interior stairs, because all the walls in this tower are like 2.5 feet thick. So if they had any fires in here, they could seal the doors and put it out. But again, when the lighthouse was automated in the 1940s, it was rented out as summer cottage. So the Coast Guard may have, at that time, removed the stairway up to the second level, locked the ones upstairs so people couldn't get up there and access their lens, and they could still have them rented for income. So, but this is the most quiet room in the whole place. The walls are so thick you couldn't hear if someone was yelling and screaming at you in the hallway. But it gives you a full Lake Superior sunrise and sunset, and you open these windows up and it sounds like you're sitting on the ocean. Our Keeper McDonald suite, which occupies the whole east side of the lower level, is a great room. This is one of my favorite rooms because I'm trying to get couches into every room, but it has a fireplace, but it has 4 windows. So you can kind of really keep an idea of what's going on the lake. You can watch the birds out front. You can watch the people walk down the driveway for lighthouse tours. This one and my Keeper Dufresne are the ones that people love during the winter with these large fireplaces. You can sit in here, and after about 5 minutes, you have to shut it off. It gets a little too warm, but it's fun, it's exciting, and I don't know, every room offers a different touch. So my fascination with lighthouses is kind of a child-born thing. I don't know where it came from. I was possibly a lighthouse keeper in a past life. But I think it's just something with the architecture. And as the world becomes busier and things change, on a daily basis, it's a place where you can go that never changes. Don't mind this room. This is going to be the future home of our third order Fresnel lens. We own our original lens. We're going to put it right here in the middle of the room. It'll go floor to ceiling. And it was the original lens that was built here in 1896. And so we just got this room cleaned up, and we're working with a lampist in the Maritime Museum in Marquette to relocate our lens back here and allow all our guests and visitors to see it. And we always encourage them to go to the museum because they have great artifacts there as well. But we'll head upstairs. I'll show you all the way up to the top. So this level is our watch room. So this is where the base of our Fresnel lens used to stand. Again, we had a third order Fresnel lens. There was 2 sizes larger than that. Lighthouse Offshore Standards Rock had a second order lens, which is one of the largest used in the Great Lakes region. But our clockwork mechanism had a weight that would rotate, and we'd have a fixed light, so we'd have a visible light at all times, and then every 20 seconds we had a flash panel that would go around, give a 20-second flash, and that's how the mariner knew that they were at Big Bay Point. And the weight would go through the floor all the way down to the basement. So it's really cool to be able to see that, and you can see the outline of where the base of the lens sat. And unfortunately it was taken out, but the Coast Guard still keeps our light going, and it has been updated to today's modern technology of LED lighting. So it's a very cool blue color, but let's head on up. I'll show you the view from our lantern room, and you'll be able to see the current light that's up here. All right, welcome to the top. This is where our original lens was at. Currently, the Coast Guard has this light here, a nice LED optic, which gives a flash every 6 seconds. And unfortunately, it's not the same as original. And this one right here on the pedestal, this is just for decoration, and it's not used for any ship traffic, but people like to have a picture with the lens. But being hanging from the ceiling, no one could get that shot. So you can see on a clear night, we can see Granite Island, the light from there, and just the tip of the Huron Islands. And so, yeah. But when you look at the view from here, one thing you'll notice, you won't see any homes. It's just, again, it's how it was back in 1896. And I'm glad to be able to share that experience with people. We're one of the few lighthouses within the United States where you can come and look out the top and society hasn't encroached upon our property. It looks pretty much like it did in 1896 when we were built. You can actually get the feel that we're remote. We've got a light on at night. The stars are amazing here at night. So people are coming out here and they see, the beam going out the top and seeing, okay, this is a dark location and this is what the mariners need. There's 3 of this structure planned, 14-mile point, which you'd have to walk like 6 miles down a beach and then you can get to it. And it burned. It's just the brick shell and the tower. And then 40-mile downstate. But the schoolhouse ones like Eagle Harbor is only here, so you will not see them anywhere else in the world. And they were a schoolhouse style where the tower and everything was integral, so that the keeper, could get out and, do his chores while it's super freezing and have to go out and walk to a tower. But cool thing is people have never understood that, lighthouse keepers were always removed from lighthouses during the winter here in the Great Lakes. Either they went and, on vacation, or they were assigned to other locations. And it's usually December 15th to around March 15th, and whenever the locks would close. So there was never full-time keepers that lived here. Jeff and Linda were the only full-time people to ever live here starting in 1992. And that's why the place is pretty well preserved, because it's been heated ever since. I enjoy the guests, and I enjoy the people who appreciate lighthouses. See people's smiles and their faces when they get to go to the top. Everyone gets so giddy they get to the top of that lighthouse.